What wire gauge do you need for EV charging? If you are curious about what wire gauge is necessary for electric vehicle charging, you are in the right place. Let's break down the specifics to help you make informed decisions. The wire gauge required for charging electric vehicles depends on several factors, including the charging level, the amperage of the charger, and the length of the cable run. For home charging, you typically deal with Level 1 and Level 2 chargers. Level 1 charging operates at 120 volts and uses standard household outlets. For this type of charging, you will need smaller wire gauges such as 12 American wire gauge or 10 American wire gauge. These are suitable for circuits rated at 20 amps or 30 amps. Standard wiring types like THHN or THWN with typical insulation are adequate since the current and heat generated are low. Now, let's talk about Level 2 charging, which operates at 240 volts. This is the most common setup for home and commercial use. Level 2 charging requires thicker wire due to the higher current and faster charging capabilities. Generally, you will need 8 American wire gauge or 6 American wire gauge wire for circuits rated around 40 amps to 50 amps. The wire must be rated for higher temperatures because Level 2 charging generates more heat. Common wire types include THHN, THWN, XHHW2 or UFB cables. If you are considering higher amperage chargers that exceed 48 amps, you may need 6 American wire gauge or even for American wire gauge wire, depending on the exact amperage and cable length. Longer cable runs or higher amperage chargers requiring thicker wires to prevent voltage drop and ensure safety. It is also essential to note that copper wire is preferred because it has better conductivity and reliability compared to aluminum. The wire gauge must accommodate at least 125% of the maximum charge rate to comply with electrical safety codes. When selecting wire, make sure the breaker size and wire gauge are matched properly. For example, a 30-amp charger typically uses 6 American wire gauge wire with a 40-amp breaker, while a 48-amp charger might requiring 6 American wire gauge wire with a 60-amp breaker. Hot-wired installations, which connect directly to the electrical panel, often requiring thicker wire compared to plug-in setups. Using wire that is too thick for the charger terminals can create safety hazards. Avoid using wire gauges smaller than recommended, as they may not safely handle the current and could lead to overheating. In practical terms, for most home electric vehicle charging setups with Level 2 chargers rated around 32 to 40 amps, 6 American wire gauge copper wire is commonly used. For longer cable runs or chargers with higher amperage, for American wire gauge wire may be necessary. For lower amperage or shorter runs, 8 American wire gauge might suffice. Choosing the correct wire gauge is essential for safe and efficient charging while complying with electrical codes. Consulting a licensed electrician is always a wise choice to determine the exact wire gauge based on your charger's specifications, circuit length, and local electrical codes.